Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube video. Today I woke up and I thought, what is the best thing to destroy my day? And I was like, of course reading a book, but not any book. This book over here, boys and girls. This book over here, ladies and gentlemen. I heard so much about this book. No spoilers though, but I heard so much about this book. I heard that it's gonna make me cry, it's gonna make me sob, it's gonna make me regret life, it's gonna make me so... Do I have to say anything else? Like, look at this cover. The guy's suffering, right? Let's suffer together, honey. Okay, I decided to read this book today, and I also decided to make a vlog of it. I need you guys laughing of me crying, right? I'm gonna start this book today. Today is Wednesday. Can you see? Today is Wednesday. I don't know how long it's gonna take to read this book. I know that it is almost 816 pages. So I'm gonna start reading this book, and I hope I finish this week. I hope it doesn't take me longer than a week to read. I'm gonna go outside. It's a pretty day. It's finally getting warmer, so I'm just gonna get my dog and read outside for a while, and I'm gonna bring you guys with me on this journey. Hold my hands and let's suffer together, shall we? I don't know if you guys can hear me, but morning. It's the next day. Yesterday I read 30 pages. I don't know what was going on with me yesterday, but I was reading, but I couldn't understand what I was reading. Like, the words were not making sense in my head. I don't know what was going on. Like, and so I just read 30 pages and I stopped, and I was not in a good mood yesterday to read this book. But we are gonna read a little more today. What Madam did with my book. She just ate my book. I am on chapter 2 on page 31. My first impression is, because there are four guys, I get a little confused sometimes, but I start making like notes to know who is who, so it's kind of easier now. And I feel like the first chapter was just to introduce the guys, which I really liked it. Know a little bit of the backstory of the guys. Really like that. Makes me feel more connected to the character for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna read. Nate's going to a survey, and I'm just gonna stay in a car and read for as long as how long is gonna be your survey? Do you know?
An hour or so.
I'm gonna read for an hour. It is 10:27. Normally I'm sleeping at this time of hour. This book is funny because there is no point of views, like specific, like the author is gonna tell you this is the point of view of this person, now it's this person. No, it's not gonna have that, but you kind of end up knowing which person the author is talking about just for the backstory. Now the author is talking about Jude, and I'm page 123, and I think Jude is one of my favorites so far. His backstory, I think it's gonna be the plot. I like JB and I like Malkin, but I don't know, I'm poor. I was raised poor, so I have a thing with poor people. This book was really hard for me to get in because English is not my first language, and I think this is the first book I read that it is hard for me to understand it, and it's make me use a lot of brain power. So I decided that I'm going to read this book, listen to the audiobook, because this book is huge. So if I don't do that, it's gonna take me forever because I need a lot of brain power, and sometimes I get distracted with my own thoughts, so it is a lot for my brain to understand. Second of all, it is not a hard English, but it's definitely heavy to read, especially for people that doesn't have English as their first language. But I'm listening to the audiobook, but I'm also like reading. I'm just following because it is easier for me to understand anyway. And I'm also reading on my Kindle because this book is huge. That's all. And I'm reading on my Kindle because it's easier to hold, especially at night when I'm laying down to sleep. I'm reading a part of Jude's point of view, and he's talking a little bit of his background. I feel like he didn't talk much about his backstory yet, but I feel like it's gonna be hard to read. It's gonna be hard to read his part because I feel like the other guy's point of view, like JB and Malcolm, they're rich, so they didn't suffer a lot. But I feel like Jude, and it's really hard for me to say his name, Willem. He had a rough background, like his parents died. Anyway, it's not a spoiler, by the way. His parents died. It's not a spoiler. You're gonna know in the first chapter. But anyway, I'm reading this big story of Jude's life, and it's making me really sad, but not a point of crying. But I just want to come here and just do like a checkup a little on what I'm reading. I see you guys maybe tomorrow. I told you guys you would see me tomorrow, but I lied. I love how this author, she just give me cramps of the story, just little cramps here and there, a little bit of Jude's past here and there, and you connect dots as much as you can with the little you have. And I'm so scared for Jude all the time. I just want to just bring him home and take care of him and don't let anything bad happen to him anymore. It's gonna be a long night. I love how this author can talk about anything, coming from books that I was getting pissed because the story was so shallow. This book has so much searching. The author can talk about a lot, but she can also talk about math. I'm like, I don't understand half of things she's saying, of course, but just the way that this author writes, it is so crazy. I feel like something big's gonna happen right now. What time is it? It is 9:44, and I didn't want to read for too much longer because yesterday I went to bed. It was midnight and I was so tired. But I'm reading. This book is a mix of, I'm so tired of reading this book. Please, I don't want any more. And then in the middle of nowhere, the author just throw like bombs after bombs after bombs. You're just reading the most boring scene, and then the author goes and here's a trauma for you. Enjoy. And it's like that for like the whole chapter. And I'm gonna read, I think I'm gonna read a very serious part. I mean, you saw in my last clip that I was crying because she just dropped the biggest bomb she could ever drop. And I start crying. And I think it's gonna happen again, but I'm not sure. But I want to record my reaction because I just want to. So let's read with me, shall we? Well, I didn't have the shock that I thought they were gonna have, which is fine, I understand, but I really wish they did. But because I think for Jude would it be a really good thing to do, but unfortunately he didn't do it yet. But I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm sorry if it's too noisy. The lighting not as good, but it's been a few days since I recorded. Today is Tuesday. It's officially a week since I'm reading this book. I've been reading little by little, been listening at the gym. So far, the author, she wrote a lot of traumatizing, a lot of heavy stuff, but nothing that I've never seen before. Which says a lot about me and my life. So when people like, you have to be in a good mental health to read this book, it's more for people that doesn't have any trauma in life. I know that I'm laughing, but it's really sad that nothing is actually shocking me because it's nothing that I haven't seen before. Maybe I need to have more sections with my therapist. I need to talk some things through. Anyway, I am on page 321, and I am on part 4 because this book is divided by parts. I think it have like 5 parts if I'm not wrong. 8 parts. It has 8 parts and I'm part 4, so I'm halfway through the book. I want to read. I have to go to the bank today, but besides that, I'm gonna read the whole day. I want to see if I can finish part 4 today, maybe start part 5. Oh wait, I have something to say. The guys were beefing, and wow, what experience. I was cringing the whole time because it was really heavy. It was really heavy. The same place, but it's been hours later. I've been in Barnes and Nobles, I bought books, I went to the bank. I just read the first chapter of part 4 and I want to vomit. I feel worried, I feel sad, I'm speechless. Since the beginning of the book, I wanted to give Jude love and be his friend and be there for him. And now that I finished the first chapter, I just want to bring him home. How? I know this is a story, but how come people can be like that in real life? I'm not talking about Jude. I'm talking about the person with Jude. Because I know there's true. There's people like that in real life. I feel so abused. Now I understand what people are saying this book is heavy. It's heavy as shit. I'm done. I mean, I'm not done with the book, but I'm done reading this book. I am page 421 on my audiobook. I know that I have around 12 hours to finish, so I think I'm gonna read for the rest of the day and try reading 12 hours today. It's doable if I don't do anything else. So that's what I'm gonna do. Every morning I go to the gym and I listen to my book, and today I was at the gym, I put my headphones on and I was like, let me listen to the book. And then it is chapter 3, part 4. And if you read this book, you probably know what is the context. And I was like, I cannot listen to this part right now at the gym. It has brother Luke, and every time he's in the story, something really bad happens. And I was like, I cannot read this at the gym running. I'm gonna start crying. It's gonna be weird. No. trying to look the page I was in the book, and I got the biggest spoiler, so thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much. I am on part 5. Jude has 4 friends and a doctor, and I don't know, but the fact that they don't help Jude is just beyond my understanding. People see him doing bad things to himself. People see him just like destroying his life, and they don't do anything. I mean, they get worried, but they don't do anything severe, you know, to stop him. And why you're not helping him? Why you're not telling, forcing him help? It's just, it makes me wonder, you know? It just makes me wonder. Dying, so I'm gonna be really quick with this final video. Last time you saw me, I was sobbing, I was crying, I was desperate. I'm fine now. It's been a few hours since I finished this book. I needed to take a time to myself to process this book, because this book is too heavy to just like read it and give an opinion. I probably, it's so hard because there was parts in this book that I was so attached to all the characters, but after a while the characters start dying for me. I didn't feel so attached to them like I was feeling in the beginning of the book. I understand when you cannot get over a trauma. I just wish for Jude it was different. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna give this book 4 stars. I think that's it actually. It took me almost, if not a week, to read this book, which was crazy because I thought I would be done with this book in 4 days. I don't know where my mind was when I thought that, but yeah, I really would recommend this book to everyone to read. I think everyone should read to understand people's problem, because sometimes you don't put yourself too much in another person's position, and that makes you selfish sometimes. For example, elevators, and I never thought about that as much as I should think about it. When you read the book, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. So yeah, I have nothing else to say. I just want to say that I wish I could be Jude's friend. Yeah, I'm done with this video. I'm gonna take a break of reading this book. It took me out of a slump and put me back in a slump. But I bought new books and that I'm really excited to read. And I'm gonna take a few days off reading. And I will see you guys when I see you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And bye.